Hello Kotlin learners, in today's lesson we are delving into the powerful concept of inheritance. Inheritance is a cornerstone of OOPS, allowing us to create classes that build up the characteristic of existing ones. Let's explore how inheritance works in Kotlin with some practical examples. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a class. Let's remove this class student and all. Okay. In Kotlin, I'm gonna say new. I'm gonna go in the package. I'm gonna say inheritance. Under this package, I'm gonna create few classes now. So just go to new, then Kotlin. I'm gonna name this file as animal. Create this class. Done. Now this animal class, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pass one parameter over here. Suppose val name, it's a string. Okay, then I'm gonna pass a method in this. So I'm gonna say fun speak println name makes a sound. Great. So once this is done, I think everything is set. Now I'm gonna create one more class of the dog class. So this is the parent class, and now I'm gonna create a dog class. So just go to new Kotlin class, then say it as dog, create a class. Now in the dog class, that is the derived class, we are gonna pass the parameter that is name. And we are gonna inherit it. So how to inherit it? So I'm gonna say animal and then pass the name. So what I'm doing, if we just come to animal, so we need to pass one parameter that is the name right over here so that we could inherit it. So I'll just write animal and the name parameter that it is taking this one. Okay, this name I have passed over here. Now so showing red, no issues. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create one more method in this. I'm gonna say suppose uh, wagtail. So what are the properties of a dog? So a dog could have a tail, and right. So what I'm going to say is on wagtail and println name wagtail. Done. Once that is done, I think everything is set. Here is showing an error. Let's see what's the error. Make animal open. Okay, yes, I forgot to make open over here so that it could be inherited. Okay, make sure you the parent class over here you write open over here. Okay, now if you see, this is the parent class, that animal is the parent class and dog is the child class. So you need to make sure whatever functionality we have in animal are basically present in dog. Okay, so all animal speaks, right? So properties like speak, then how the animal respirates, how the animal locomote, these things we could basically put it over here. And not all properties. So dogs basically can't swim, right? Underwater they can't swim, but I think dolphins and other aquatic animals can swim, so we can't add those functions over here. Only those functions which basically the dog possesses, we are gonna add it over here, a sort of example. Now what I'm gonna do, just go to main, just remove this code from the previous lecture. Now I'm gonna say val my dog. I'm gonna create an object of dog, and I'm gonna pass the dog name, that is buddy. Okay, make sure you click on this option and done, so that the package is basically imported. Now once that is done, I'm gonna say my dog dot speak. Okay, now this is inherited from the animal class, this one. If you just go to dog, if you see, there is no method called speak, but rather it's present in animal, which is basically derived it directly. So we are deriving it directly. Okay, now I could say my dog dot wagtail. So the wagtail method is basically present in dog, right? This thing, but the animal, that is the sorry, over here speak method is basically because the animal class is inherited in dog, we could directly access whatever the methods or attributes we have in animal, we directly access like this. Okay, now let's run the file and let's see what happens, what's the output. So in this example we have a base class, that is animal, and a derived class dog. The main function creates an instance of dog called myDog and demonstrates calling inherited and specific methods. So if you see, Buddy makes a sound, Buddy wags tail. Great. Now let's work on an override. So this was an simple example of inheritance. Now let's do some coding on overriding methods in derived class. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is go to the animal class. Alright, just go to the animal class, and I think I don't have to make any changes over here. Just go to dog classes. Over here I'm gonna say override fun speak println name bark. Okay. Now if you see, just go to animal, make sure it's open so that this could also be inherited. So if you see, there is a function called speak in animal as well as in dog. We have now written a function speak, right? So suppose if in the main, if I call this method, so which method will be printed, which method will be executed? So the dog method, the method that is present in the dog, is basically executed. So if you see, animal, in animal it says name makes a sound, and in dog it says name bar. So let's see which method is basically getting executed. Let's run the app, run the program, sorry. Okay, Buddy barks. So Buddy barks is basically in the dog method. In the dog class we have this Buddy bark. So this method is getting executed. So this is basically method overriding method. Okay, now let's work on one more example, that is a superclass initialization with main function. So suppose I just suppose let's create one more package over here, new package name, let's give it engine. Suppose let's take an engine. Okay, now create a class over here. The class name is vehicle. Sorry. Done. Now make sure the vehicle class is open because we are gonna inherit this. Then I'm gonna pass attribute brand string. Done. Once that is done, now let's make an open function. I'm gonna override this function. I'm gonna say print ln starting the brand vehicle. I think it's done. Now let's create one more class. Go to new Kotlin. I'm gonna say this time the class name is car. Okay, now let's pass few attributes over here. So I'm gonna say brand string model string vehicle brand. So if you see, I'm just gonna remove the animal and dog class as of now. So if you see, this is the parent class, that is the vehicle, and we are basically passing an attribute called brand. Okay, we just come to car, we are passing the attribute brand over here, right? That is this one, but there is one more attribute in the car, that is model, and which we are not passing. Okay, so let's see where this model could be used. So I'm saying override fun start, and then I'm gonna say print ln car is ready to go. Okay, so what we have done over here is that this is super dot start. Okay, that means we are inheriting this method. Okay, so this will be first printed and then this will be printed. If suppose I want to print both, okay, so what I'm doing, I am first printing this one, which is executed by this code, that is super dot start. Okay, and then we are basically then basically this method is getting printed. Okay, so if okay, so let's first run the code and let's see what's the output. I'm gonna say val my car is equals to car Toyota, then Camry. Spaces option enter, done. So if you just come to car, the brand is Toyota and the model is Camry. Okay, come to main. Over here I'm gonna say my car dot start. Let's run the code and let's see what happens. So in this example, the main function demonstrates initializing a car object and calling the overridden start method, which in turn calls the start method of the base class, that is the parent class, using super.start. If you see the output, starting the Toyota vehicle, so if you just come to vehicle, it is executing this line, starting the Toyota vehicle. If we just come to car, we have used super.start. So what's doing is, whatever the parent class is, it's checking whatever the method we have in the parent class. If suppose the method is start, that is this method, it's basically this line is used to execute that method, right? And then we are executing this. So if we just remove this thing and then I try to run the app again, only car is ready to go will be printed. Okay, great. So that concludes our exploration of inheritance in Kotlin. We have seen how it allows us to build upon existing classes, providing a foundation for creating more versatile and organized code. Go ahead, experiment with inheritance in your Kotlin projects and unlock the future potential of object oriented programming. Happy coding, meet you in the next lecture. Thank you.